welcome back to week 12 around Road America, and as you can see from the intro, the week has not been the best with these crashes. It's been quite reckless. Now, we managed to qualify into second position. We're behind a 9k driver, and I have to cover off third place there. Now, I feel that I got the tyres up to temperature quite good on the formation lap, and that's probably why I'm all over the back end of this guy. But going into this corner, I have a slight twitch on the rear, and I know from this point on that he's not my focus.
Man, what the hell?
No chance.
This shit not. Come on, bro.
I've got no chance of catching the guy in front of me. I'm only a 3.3k driver, and as much as I'd like to admit it, I'm not going to give this guy a run for his money. He's already pulling away from himself. I've got to focus on the field behind me. Now, as you can see, me and the guy in first place are pulling away from the field, which is great. But we will soon see that they will start slowly coming back to myself, because at this very moment I'm not very consistent. So we go on to lap 2. We're pulling away. You know, I'm feeling that a podium is there for my taking. You know, maybe a win if the GT3s get a bit involved. But as you can see now, we go down into the corner, and this time I'm being a bit more careful so I don't lose the rear end. Getting down on the power and slowly bringing the throttle in. This corner's always been a tricky one all week for myself. I've either been over braking or under braking, but we carry on into the lap, and hopefully we can pull a bit more time on there. I do like the fact that I'm keeping the first place in. Honestly, he's, you know, still in my view. And then we start to catch a back mark of a GT3, which I think's a bit early for a lap 2. He gets out the way nicely for me there. We've got to try and look after the tyres and not scrub them too much, especially through that corner. I've lost it a few times. So now we come on to the back of the GT3 and we skip ahead to lap 6. Coming onto the back of the GT3 field, and this is where you start to, all that lap time that you've just been gaining away from the field, this is where you could undo the whole lot. I do feel that in IMSA you have to be quite good at traffic management, but you've got to be not stupid enough to throw it on the inside, because you've always got to remember a GT3 will always be able to brake later than yourself.
Move on the braking, man.
So you've got people who...
Repite.
No te muevas para nada.
Dale.
Be unhappy with yourself, but at the moment it's not costing me too much time. Send it on the inside here, and now as you can see I've got third place all over the back of me, because like I was saying, the GT3s were slowing me down, and I'm not that type of person that throws it into corners. Maybe I've got to be a bit more aggressive, but he's all over the rear of me. I mean, he's literally kissing the rear end of my brakes. But this is just a perfect shot. He's in the Caddy. I've been this week in the Ferrari, which hasn't been the fastest car. I think it's about 4/10 slower than the Cadillac. But I'm one of them people where I like to drive the cars I like the feel of, and the Ferrari's always been my favourite. Maybe I should next season start using the fastest car like the Cadillac. I always tend to use the Ferrari. So as we go on to lap 7, he's all over the rear of me now. This is a race between me and him, as we start to still try and get through the field of the GT3s. And being the leading GTP, I find that you're making the openings for the guy behind to follow you. You're the guy that's telling the GT3s, hey, I'm coming through, and the guy behind is literally just following the path. I mean, look at this, I've had to be careful. The guy behind has had the door open for him, and I just slightly run it a bit wide there, and he gets through on me. and yes, it's frustrating, especially as I had a great opening lap. For him just to catch me up like that is just absolutely gutting. But we have to focus on it. I mean, it could come back to myself. He's got to do what I've just been doing and opening the field up for myself. This is what's good about this, is traffic management. It's a completely different game to just racing. You've got to race your field and you've got to be able to look out. I mean, look, the GT3 here is holding me up. So we skip ahead into the pit stops. Just about slowing it down there before the speeding line. I imagine next season you won't be getting away with as much, as we have a perfect angle here of my pit crew. I didn't fuel save as much as I wanted to because I felt that I needed to get away from the field. So I can imagine this is just going to be a basic splash and dash. And as you can see, I've lost time to him ahead. Now as we go on to the final lap, we skip ahead, nothing much happened here. And we're going to basically focus on the field behind now, because there's a massive fight going on here between 4th, 5th and 6th. These guys have been happy at it, and as you can see, the guy in 6th place has took 5th. I always find on the last lap, when it's instances like this, that people start being a bit silly and throw them. This is where people lose all that I rating, because they start doing dive bombs. Instead of losing that 5 I rating, they tend to think, okay, there's a place here I can gain, but they don't. This is where people lose a lot of I rating. I find that consistency is a lot better in this. You know, keep it clean in races. Some races will come to you, other races you're in a stronger field, and losing 10 rating is better than losing 100 by doing a stupid move on the last lap and losing 100. So as you can see now, he's a lot later on the brakes, he's all over him. Is he going to be doing a silly move into the last corner? And he's all over him, showing him he's there, but I find that doing that inner move, he didn't get the speed on him. So we come into 3rd place, and that's it for this week. I hope you like the content, and hopefully I can bring a bit more like this if you want a bit more storytelling, and hopefully my editing and that gets a bit more better as we go along. Cheers and thanks for watching.